is part two of the anti-inflammatory recipe series, I guess you can call it now. Basically, I made one video and I shared a lot of information about anti-inflammatory foods and yeah, I showed a few recipes, but I couldn't fit all the recipes into that video. So here we are with part two. If you want more information about what inflammation is and what foods contain properties that fight inflammation versus promote inflammation, check out that video. I'll leave the link up here and in the description box below. I would recommend watching that first. However, if you're just here for the recipes, there's some great recipes here. Just know that I'm not trying to label foods as good or bad, but I'm just trying to spread awareness that some foods promote inflammation and can trigger inflammation in the body, whereas some foods actually help to protect your body from that inflammation and help fight the inflammation. So I'm not saying any foods are good or bad, I'm just saying that some foods are probably more optimal for your health to help your body fight viruses, bacteria, etc. than other foods. So I hope you enjoy this video with some delicious recipes that have a lot of anti-inflammatory properties in them. If you do enjoy this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments down below what you'd like to see next. I hope you have an amazing day and I'll see you guys on the other side. Bye! Alright, I'm back to my regular voiceover style of video. I just wanted to try out a different style of editing, so let me know in the comments below if you like that, just with the music playing and some text. Let me know. I usually do a voiceover, but I'm open to different styles of editing and mixing things up, so let me know what you think. On to this delicious, amazing ginger stir fry. I have this very often, probably about once a fortnight, because you can just pack it full of all the vegetables you have, and it's a great way to get in a wide range of nutrients into your diet in a way that tastes incredible. So the pivotal point is when you add in the fresh ginger. So honestly, fresh ginger just takes this stir fry to the next level. I highly recommend having ginger in a stir fry like this. It's so tasty, and yeah, it just takes it to the next level. So as for the sauce, I've got some soy sauce, or you can use tamari if you are gluten-free, as well as a little bit of maple syrup. You could use whatever kind of sweetener you like, but I just personally always have maple syrup at home, and that's what I opt for. It just gives it a touch of sweetness, which is really good. If you went to a Thai restaurant, they would likely put sugar into there, so I use maple syrup as like a refined sugar-free option.
And then I'm just adding my stir fry to a bowl with some rice, and later I'll have some tofu added as well. You can use whatever type of rice you would like, or even quinoa. And then here is the tofu that I cooked separately. The method for cooking this tofu was actually putting it in a bit of cornstarch and then frying it up on a pan. That recipe is featured in my How to Make Tofu Taste Amazing video, which I will link in the top right corner and in the description box below. Onto the delicious next recipe, which is maple mustard Brussels sprouts. So if you are someone who thinks you don't like Brussels sprouts, I challenge you to try it again with this recipe, because honestly, I think this tastes incredible. And I thought I didn't like Brussels sprouts until I tried them cooked like this. So here we go. This is the recipe you need to try. So all I'm doing here is cutting up the Brussels sprouts. You just want to make sure you've taken off the outer edges that might have a little bit of grit or dirt on them. And then I do like to peel back a couple of layers of the Brussels sprouts also, because they get really nice and crispy in the oven. So I've just quickly steamed the center of the Brussels sprouts just to make sure that they actually cook all the way through when they're in the oven. So I'm just steaming them for about 3 minutes, and while they're steaming, let's make the sauce. So first up, I have about 1/4 cup of maple syrup. It was actually just slightly less than 1/4 because I didn't have quite enough, but it worked out perfectly fine. And I've put in a tablespoon of olive oil, as well as 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. So Dijon mustard is key here. It is the perfect flavor for this dish. I'm also adding in some salt and some pepper, and then you just want to whisk that really well so that everything is well combined. So it might take a couple of minutes, but just make sure you get out all the lumps so that you can combine it well with the Brussels sprouts. So by this stage, your Brussels sprouts should be cooked enough. You don't want them to be mushy or anything. You just want them to be lightly cooked so that when we put them in the oven, they will get fully cooked and crispy. You want to make sure you really dry your Brussels sprouts, because if they are wet, they're not going to cook very well in the oven. They're not going to get nice and crispy. So dry them out, and then it is time to combine it with our sauce. So just put all of the Brussels sprouts into that bowl, the cooked parts of the Brussels sprouts, as well as those outer edges, and stir that all really, really well. You want everything to have a nice even coating. Once that's all stirred together, we're just transferring that onto a lined baking tray, which will then go in the oven for about 30 minutes. It depends on your oven, but I've put mine in for about 30 minutes on 200 degrees Celsius. If you want them extra crispy, I would highly recommend going in and tossing them and moving them around after 15 minutes, so about halfway, and that will just help them to get more crispy on the other edges. You'll see here that some bits are crispier than others, and that's totally normal. It all tastes delicious. The crispy bits are the best bits in my opinion. But yeah, if you do want each bit crispy, my top tips are making sure your Brussels sprouts are really dry after steaming them, and then also stirring them halfway. So that is that recipe. Now we're going on to some crispy cauliflower. So I also thought for a while that I didn't like cauliflower that much, and that's just really because cauliflower is very plain. It's kind of like tofu, like it doesn't really have that much of a flavor to it. So adding in some flavor and then cooking it in a different way is a great way to make you really enjoy it. And cauliflower is actually really amazing because it is a cruciferous vegetable, meaning that it has really great anti-inflammatory properties. So here today I'm making a little batter for the cauliflower, and then we're going to bake it in the oven. So you'll see all the ingredients that I listed there. The full ingredients list is also in the description box below, so you can check that out if you want to go back and make this. But basically you just make that little mixture, put the cauliflower florets into the mixture, mix it until it's well combined, and then put it into a baking tray. So simple and easy, and you just bake that for about 20 minutes or until it's nice and crispy. You could also add on some barbecue sauce here to make it extra delicious, or you can just have it plain. I actually ended up eating this with my pasta that I made earlier in the video, and that tasted amazing.
Alrighty guys, that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed these recipes. If you are new here and you haven't already, it would mean the world to me if you could hit that subscribe button below. Honestly, every time I see a new subscriber, It brings me so much joy, and yeah, I really hope I can actually provide you guys with some benefit, with some help, with a bit of positivity in your day. So, you know, if you do enjoy my videos, let me know what you'd like to see next, because I honestly want to create videos that you really enjoy and take value from, and love to watch. So yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions. I am so open to creating new styles of video, new content, whatever you guys want to see. With all that said, I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!